We're gonna take this empty patch of grass and turn it into a belly flopper's paradise. This is the complete step-by-step install of the Aqueduct 27-foot above ground steel wall pool. Before you touch a shovel, dial 811 and get everything marked. Also, check with your HOA if you happen to have one, because you don't want to get a cease and desist letter mid-build. Don't build on filled dirt, dig down to solid earth. We're gonna remove all the sod, level the ground, and compact it down till it feels like concrete. If your base layer shifts, you run the risk of your liner tearing.
I felt like the easiest thing to do would be to start by just drawing the perimeter of the pool so that we could get a gauge on where we were going to work. You need to remove all the sod, and you really need to remove it from about a foot beyond the perimeter of the pool as well. So it's time to start digging. And also scrape the top layer before we put our sand down. Now, you do have to be precise here. A 27-foot pool is a lot of distance from one side to the other, and being off level just a little bit can really make a huge difference on the other side of the pool. Now, one thing to note here, we're using mortar sand under this pool. It's not play sand.
The bottom track is your map. If the circle isn't perfect, then the steel wall won't close at the end. And we're gonna put patio blocks under every post for extra stability.
And we just use the bottom rail pieces themselves to gauge the distance between the blocks. We just measured the center of each block from the center pole in the middle of the pool at 13.5 feet, making sure that we kept that 27-foot diameter.
This is the part where you're gonna need some friends, because one gust of wind could turn this thing into a giant sail. So we're gonna put it in the track and roll it around as we go.
You need to make sure that you understand that you really can't stop at this point, because there is no stability in this wall until you're completely done building the pool. Once it's completely rolled out and all in the track, you're gonna close the circle by bolting both ends together. Once you're done bolting it, I recommend getting these top ridge rail pieces on as quickly as possible. And I'd recommend attaching every outer support at the bottom before you put the liner in. Before the liner goes in though, you need to cover that seam of bolts with flashing tape or duct tape.
If you lay the liner out in the sun for about 30 minutes, it will make it stretchier.
To install the liner, all you really do is spread it out, and once it overhangs your pool by a couple inches, you start in this one area and just work your way around the pool with these plastic pieces that are going to go around the entire top edge of the pool.
Last thing you're going to do after you put the liner on is attach your top rails. It's also time to go ahead and screw in the top portion of those upright posts that we put on the bottom earlier.
And the reason we left them loose is this piece clamps over the plastic piece which holds the liner in. From there, all you do is screw the top rail pieces onto each one of those clamps. One thing I forgot to mention is the center screw on the top rail here that you're looking at. Leave that slightly loose when you do install those. It'll just prevent you from having to go back and loosen it up, because these plastic pieces do go up under there and you tighten it down afterwards. The very last portion of installing the top rail is just pulling this plastic cap over the top where they connect together, and then you pull the two tabs in front and it just locks down underneath. Gives you a very finished look, and at this point you're really done completing the structure of the pool.
As you're filling the pool, after it fills up about 2 to 3 inches, somebody's gonna need to get in there with their bare feet and kind of shuffle around and get the wrinkles out of it. Once the pool fills up about halfway, you can go ahead and install your skimmer basket. You're gonna wanna cut out the part that's inside the skimmer basket, but don't do that until it's installed. So you're gonna install it first and then cut out the center. Now that this Aqueduct 27-foot above ground pool is actually up and halfway full of water, you can really tell how rock solid it's built.